Hey guys, so I got a confession to make, and I'm not proud of it, but I watched the Oscars tonight. I haven't watched the Oscars in years because, not to be crass, but as I've stated in previous videos, it's kind of an elitist circle jerk. If it was not political and just based solely on entertainment, then that would be one thing in and of itself. But I generally try to avoid it. Jimmy Kimmel, no thank you. But in this particular case, Conan O'Brien was hosting the Oscars this year, and my wife and I love him, so we're like, screw it. There was also like a little bit of interest because of their focus on horror movies this year, and I will get back to that. Um, Apart from the usual Oscars bullshit, Adrian Brody wins Best Actor. It's like the dude has proven before that he's a complete and total d bag. He's up on stage being a complete and total blowhard for like freaking 5 minutes. He's yapping, and then like, they even try to get him off the stage with the music, and he's like, "No, no, no, I've done this before." Like, that dude just rubbed me the wrong way, throwing his gum at his wife and shit like that. He's just a douchebag behavior. I don't like him. All right, and then you got Timothy Chalamet, who like really put in like the time and work and research to play Bob Dylan. I mean, I have not seen that movie, but everything that I've heard from critics and family and friends who've seen that movie, they say that he was absolutely amazing. Maybe it's the fact that he's still kind of young, so they figure, oh, he's got his whole career ahead of him, but he actually put in the work for that role. Adrian Brody, and I didn't know this, but apparently his performance was actually like touched up with AI, which it's like, how is he not immediately disqualified because of that? It's all over X. Everybody's like, dude, shut up. Like, holy shit. Anyhow, um, the thing that agitates the living hell out of me, okay, again, is that they kind of put an emphasis on horror movies this year. Like Nosferatu was nominated for 4 Academy Awards, I think. It won for Best Production Design, but it was also like nominated for like Best Cinematography, Best Costumes, Best Makeup, shit like that. And The Substance won like a couple of like lesser awards, I think having to do mostly with like makeup and special effects. But there were a lot of people who were really thinking that Demi Moore was gonna, I mean, that was kind of the buzz, that Demi Moore was gonna win Best Actress. There's no way that The Substance was gonna win Best Picture. It's just too disgusting. I mean, personally, as a horror fan, if it did win Best Picture, that would have been awesome. I'm not familiar with all of its competition, but it's sort of like, it is a clever film. It's also a really freaking disgusting body horror. So that would have been the way to go, to kind of like throw horror movies a bone. But the people at the Academy do not respect horror as like an art form. Like, they think that it's trash. And again, they made like they were going to kind of uh, deliver like some major award to one of these, and it almost feels like a little pat on the head, like a little condescending pat on the head to horror fans, which is dumb. And the thing that pisses me off is, it's like there was a part of me, I should have known better than to get my hopes up, but like Hereditary, okay, in 2018. Now, to each their own. Everybody has their own taste in horror films. To me, Hereditary was the scariest film I've ever seen. There was something about it very real and psychological and merciless that just got under my skin in a very specific way. And Toni Collette, who is next to, like, right behind Kathy Bates for my favorite actress ever, okay, she put an amazing performance through in that movie. And I don't know what all her competition would have been that year, but the fact that she wasn't at least nominated for that brilliant performance, I thought was just complete and total horseshit. So when I see that you got a couple horror movies on the roster that actually have some awards that mean something, and then they get, I mean, virtually nothing. Like I said, like a little pat on the head, like, yeah, yeah, okay, nice try. Here's your participation trophy. It's kind of like, ah. So, needless to say, ladies and gentlemen, I think I think I've given the Oscars every ounce of good faith that I can. Conan was great. Conan was funny. but he wasn't enough to save the Oscars from themselves, unfortunately. So, did anybody else watch the Oscars? If you did, let me know what you thought. Were there any awards given that you did agree with? Did you guys see Anora or Conclave or any of those? Conclave, I'm actually really interested to watch because of Ray Fiennes. But yeah, if you agree with any of the awards, or if you agree that horror movies are like hideously underrated in Hollywood, let me know. And that's all she wrote.